everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have jumped on today to film a quick little video on how I have been doing my distress ink backgrounds. I've called this video a tutorial, but it's definitely not a tutorial. There are people out there who can do it far better than me. I'm just showing you how I have been doing it this month, because a lot of people have asked, how have you done your background, what have you used? So I thought the easiest thing to do is to just jump on while I want to work on this beautiful page by Hannah Calzon. I'm going to add a background using some distress inks and an oxide, and see how it goes. So the pages that I've completed this month and shared that people have asked about are the Hummingbird from Rita Berman, and this was my first time using distress inks for a background. I've used Mermaid Lagoon and the water splatter technique, and then just added some white gel pen. I really love that colour. It's definitely up there as one of my favourites. It looks a little bit more tealy on screen, but it's a really nice deep bright blue. From there then I completed the flamingo page in Worlds of Wonder using, I keep saying faded jean, I'm sure it is faded jeans, but this is like a lovely sort of washed out denim blue. It's so nice, and again I've just used the water splatter technique, which is what we're going to be using today. And then finally the other one, this is the one that I shared and quite a lot of people asked me how did I do it, so that prompted me to film a video. I needed to anyway because I've still only got one on the channel, but I've used again the faded jeans with some pumice stone this time, and then I'm not sure if it's picking it up on camera, but then I've just used a gold Posca and I've just dotted all over that one just to see what it would look like. But I love how that one's turned out, but I'll talk more about those in my completed pages video at the end of the month. So I'm going to be working on this page from Hannah Calzon's Etsy, and it's this beautiful sort of forest man, and he reminds me kind of like the pagan god, the green man. Is he a god? I don't know. He looks very pagan to me. I love him anyway. And I want to add a kind of green background. So I've picked 3 different coloured distress inks and oxides. So the first one I'm going to be using today is the Distress Oxide Twisted Citron in the large pad. And then I'm going to add some, this has just come today, it's the Distress Ink and it's the Mauve Lawn. So I'm going to add some of the Mauve Lawn onto there as well. And then just to add some darker patches, I'm going to add the peeled paint. Now I've got my mini sponges from my blending tool underneath, but I'm not going to be using those today. I'm going to be using these like makeup brushes. They're just really nice to use. I feel like the colour lays down much quicker as well. Also, you're going to need a paintbrush. I've discovered that these like fan water brushes work really well. They just seem to hold the water and flick really well. I'm going to be using that and some water. And I've also just got some kitchen roll I'm going to use to dab the page. So I'm going to start off by just putting some blank paper underneath, and I'm going to lay down now the Distress Oxide in Twisted Citron. So I've been having a Google this morning because I thought I don't really know what the difference is. What's the difference between an oxide and an ink? And probably there's people out there who are much more knowledgeable on this, but the Distress Oxide, it says obviously reacts and oxidizes with the oxygen. It goes quite chalky. This is the first time using it actually. I've kind of stuck with my inks, so I'm just laying it down in like circular motions and also just moving it around. The Distress Oxides take a little bit longer to dry, so you can move that colour around much more easier than the distress inks. But what that does mean is if you do what I've just done and put that big dark blob in the middle, you can, with a bit of patience and a bit of elbow grease, you can spread it out because it doesn't actually dry as quick. So you can sort of blend blend it out, and I'm just working in circular motions. I'm probably shaking this camera all over the place as well, but this is looking quite green. It is twisted citron, yeah. So it is very lime green, but I'm going to use some of the Mould Lawn in the Distress ink in a minute to really try and darken it down, but I don't want it all to be one colour, so I thought I'd just try some blending today. And you can see that is going like chalky already. I don't know if the camera's letting you see that, but the other difference is the Distress oxides are much more opaque, so they cover your page underneath, whereas your Distress inks are much more transparent, so you'll see like the tooth of the paper more using an ink, which can look really, really nice. I like it. As I say, I didn't really know what the difference was. I've just had a quick Google this morning, but I do like it when you get like the different patches of colour. I'm just going to keep moving him around just because I've not really quite worked out this camera situation yet, so I'm also not going to the edge. I quite like that almost like a glow effect, you know, where it fades kind of into nothing into the picture. But I also might outline him, I've not decided. I just know I think it's going to be a very green page, so I just thought we'll do this background and see how it looks. And the beauty of it is a PDF, so if I completely ruin it, I'll just reprint it. But I can also show you guys how I do my background. I love these backgrounds. I just think they look so effective. And I am a bit rubbish at backgrounds. Like, I haven't got the patience to sit there and colour a background in coloured pencil. I just can't do it. But these, they just look beautiful. And I also think as well, like, when I started the hummingbird one, I literally started laying the colour down and thought, oh my God, like, it looks a mess. It's fine. Like, it does actually come together in the end. Like, I'm looking at this now and thinking, oh, it looks very yellow. Which actually, thinking about it, it probably is a very, very yellowish green, twisted citron. We've probably got, like, if you think of citrus, there's like lemons in there. So I'm just working in circular motions. I'm just laying down this colour. I'm aware that these are very, very dark, but I think once we start laying the colours down, I am liking this oxide though. This is the first time using it, and I like, it's almost got like a matteness to it. Ah, see, I've just done that much better then. I am heavy-handed, me, so I've whacked the brush down, which is why I keep getting these little circles, but I can easily cover them up. If you just work much lighter, you can kind of get more of a even cover, but again, that's looking very yellow. But it'll be all right, we'll just keep going. And I do find with these, as I say, it does look awful, like you just think, oh my God, it looks a mess. But if you just keep building your colour, it does come together. It's one of them things that just comes together in the end, and you're like, oh, I like it. I keep forgetting I'm on camera and keep forgetting to check that I'm actually in shot. So I will get better at this. So I'm just building this colour in this corner now. It's hard work. I've been in the gym as well, and my arms are absolutely killing, so this feels utterly torturous. but I do really like it, like as an effect when you're done. It just looks so nice. And I never ever do backgrounds first, but now I'm thinking, well, I can go over the pictures because it won't matter, because I'll just use some pencils and go over the top and it'll be fine. I'm just going to build up in this area darker patches, because I do like the darker like splodges. So I'm just going to build them up a little bit more. I got these brushes off Amazon. They were like £10 for five different sizes. So the small one's really good for like getting in little gaps. I should probably have used it, but we'll be all right. And these are so easy to wash. You just use a little bit of water and it just comes right off. You need to dry them. Okay, so I'm just going to put them side on a minute just so you can see, like, it is looking very, very uneven. But now I'm going to start adding some of that mauve lawn. This is a lovely bright green. Just got it. I've practiced this, so it's going to eventually look a bit like this, I think. But this is mauve lawn here. So it's a bit of a brighter green. I'm going to use a slightly bigger brush, and I'm going to try to be a little less heavy-handed, which doesn't come easy to me, I'm not going to lie. But let's just see what happens. So I am going quite light and just brushing that over. Now, I should have probably started on the other side because this oxide is probably still a bit wet, but already you can kind of see that it's darkening down a little bit. I'm just going to come over to this side, just check I'm in shot. And just very lightly. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but I don't know if you can see it, but I can see much more of the tooth of the paper using the ink compared to using the oxide, and I don't mind it. Not mad at it, I like it. So I'm just going over just to try and sort of take that yellowness off. And I am working much lighter now. Like, I suppose it didn't really matter with the oxide. I just wanted to slap that colour on. I'm going to work across the top just ever so slightly. And just try and bring some of that green down a little. I find with these sponges you don't get circles like, but I absolutely love the blending tools. Like, I've got two of the range of blending tools with those little pads that I just keep them underneath the inks. It's really handy. But I feel I'm too heavy-handed for those, so as soon as I put the ink down, I stamp a circle, and it's just really difficult to try and get rid of it. I found that the only way really is to just keep going over and over and over until you kind of even it out, and basically hide the big circle that you've just stamped. I'm just really going over everything again now that I've just done. I've not really used these colours before, so I don't know. Well, I literally did practice before, but I kind of like it. Obviously, he's a mystical fairy of some kind. I know I could probably get like, I could probably get a cotton bud or something and go right up to the picture, but I like it. I like it not fully going up to the picture, and you could bring some of that green in just to add. Obviously it looks a lot different, the colour looks a lot different when it's not on top of the oxide, which is quite nice. I just went a bit heavy there, but never mind. It just adds another colour. So I'm just darkening him up. Check I'm still in shot. I tell you what, let's turn him this way. We've got his beard on. If you're new, please do subscribe. And if you're liking the video, I hope you're liking the video. I'm enjoying doing it. Then please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see me do next, maybe. I am still obviously quite new. Been colouring since, well, I think I got my first colouring book in November. I think I talked about this on my other video. So I am still learning things. But as I say, it's just, this is not to teach you how to do this, because there's so many talented people out there. This is just how I do it, and I like how it looks. I am liking how this is looking, to be honest. I mean, when we add the water and we do the water effect, that's kind of when you almost bring the picture together. It's just looking a little bit yellow, but I can definitely see a difference in these oxides. I'm be interested to get some more colours actually, because I do like that powdery, smooth look. It looks really, really nice. I can see myself probably owning all of these because I absolutely love them. They just look so nice. And the new one, I think it's called Prize Ribbon or Beautiful Blue. I just think that will look lovely, like with that Mermaid Lagoon, you know, just to darken up patches. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop him on there so you can see where we're up to. So we've done a layer of twisted citron in the oxide. We've just done a layer of mowed lawn in the ink, and I am now going to add, now I'm not going to add lots of this because I don't want it, this is quite dark. Not sure if you can see on this picture, but can you see these? Let me see. So these patches here, this is the peeled paint, and it's almost a browny sort of khaki green, and I don't want too much of that. And I have stupidly saved the biggest brush for this bit, so I'm going to work as light as I can, and I'm probably going to just work around the edges as much as possible. I kind of don't want to take any of that citrus from the middle, and I definitely don't want to cover up too much of, ooh, I like that. It kind of just adds, I think, like a ancientness to the page. Can you see? I'm probably only going to do this around the edge. I like it. It almost looks like it's kind of burnt a little bit, but it's coming out very brown. Like a very browny green. I'm probably not going to use a lot of this, to be honest. I just want to add to that edge. I feel like it'll make the twisted citron pop much more. I can't wait to colour this page. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if to be brave and try like maybe some green skin, or do I give him human skin and then give him a green? He's definitely going to have a green beard, I think. I love colouring Hannah Carl's on her. I'm actually downstairs today, so if you can hear lots of cars, I'm just in the front room, so you'll be able to hear the cars passing. I'm actually really liking the way that this is looking. Sometimes you've just got to play around with it and like an idea comes to fruition. I don't know if that's the right word. I think I said that last time. Basically, I had no idea what I was going to do with these inks until I started, and I thought, ooh, light in the middle. I mean, it could probably be blended like 100 times better, but I kind of like it. Oh, that's another thing actually I learned this afternoon. So the oxides, if you blend in colours together, because they take so much longer to dry, they're like your easier ones they're easier, it said, to blend. I'm really just going to try and darken this corner. Let me just check I'm on camera. Push at this. I feel like my phone's really far away, but I don't want to move it because the stand kept falling over. Need to invest in a better stand. I want to just really darken this. Sorry, Hannah. I just covered up your beautiful signature. But I do like that. Partial to a bit of Supernatural. Supernatural, the programme. Buffy, Vampire Slayer, literally one of my favourite programmes in the world. So anything sort of magical, mystical, furry-ish looking, it's definitely a bit of me. So this page, I love it. I just hope I can do it some justice when I start colouring. And I actually think when I start colouring this next, I want to try and just really darken the corners. I like the corners being dark. I'm making, look at all that, I've like completely missed half the page. Just check them in shot. But I definitely think if you're intimidated by backgrounds or you're not sure where to start, this is such a good way. I just love it. It's quite fun as well. It's quick and easy. I almost feel like I can see the leaves around him, like he's sort of emerging from a forest. I think with the different, basically where I've gone too heavy-handed and left splotches. Also looks quite misty, like it's quite smoky, like there's a forest mist around him. I love it. I am going to darken those two top corners just to match. I'm just laying some of this colour, just to let, not too much there because I'm right close by the edge. So I'm just literally just taking the colour off the brush, off the ink pad and putting it on the brush. And then just moving that brush around. Shall I go a bit darker? Just so it matches. Kind of see where that mauve lawn has mixed with the, I do really like this. The paper looks kind of burnt, like sort of ancient portrait. Where the ink, the distress ink, which was the mauve lawn, has mixed with the Twisted Citron Oxide. It's gone quite a powdery teal. It looks quite nice. I definitely need to invest in some more. I think I'm just going to take him just so I'm quite happy with him. I think. Tempted maybe just to add some more of this mauve lawn just up here, and maybe just pull a bit down. I don't really want to go any closer than that, to be honest. But it definitely needs a lightness of touch, which is probably where I struggle, to be honest. I just whack it on. I think ink-wise, that's where we're going. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then this is the fun bit. So I'm just going to turn him so he fits fully on. Just move this little flat lay. And then all I do is, I've printed this off by the way on like a watercolour printer paper. So I'm just going to dip the brush in the water and just flick it all over. Now this is probably where I go a bit wild, and I have caused the ink to bleed through in some of my books. So I do need to kind of lay off, but I'm just literally tapping it, flicking all the water all over it, and just giving it a minute, because the water will react with the ink, making a right mess. It's all over the table now. I think just want to get the corners more than anything. So that's where all the ink is. So I'm just going to give that a second to let it do its job. You can use a cloth, or I've just been using some kitchen roll. I'm just going to wipe the table because there's literally water all over that. Why that is reacting. And then all you do is, I just like to work from the top and just dab it off. I feel like I've not used enough water this time, or I've left it too long maybe. What I might do is flick it again. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's not took it off like it did in the book. So let me do it this way. That was quite a big blob. Try again. Just give that a second. Now I've not used, to be honest, the oxide, so I don't know if that works or behaves differently, so we'll just see. Regardless of, I'm loving this background as it is, to be fair. Not really lifting any colour off. I wonder if it's this paper too, because I've not used this paper before. Ah, right. No, it's not working. I think it might be the oxide. Oh, mind you, it is. There are some splats on there now, actually. But it is now getting that sort of watered, like mottled effect. So I'm just going to put some more on, quite big blobs as well. Just going to give that a minute. Turn it round. This is all I do, just flick water all over it. You can see it does bring the ink up. So, got some water there. Let's see if you can. Let's see if I can pick this up on camera now. Can you see here where you've got your watermarks? It's kind of like almost a stain. And along here. So that, oh, and there's some down here as well. So it definitely needs some more practice with the oxide. There it is. So there's some sort of splodge in there. There, yeah, you can see it if you go like that. It must just be the ring light. So that is how I'm going to put in that way. That's how I do my distress ink backgrounds. I've used oxide today, so we've used twisted citron in the distress oxide. We've used mowed lawn and peeled paint just for that darkness. But I will definitely be getting some more of these. I absolutely love them. I will keep you informed on how this page turns out. You can follow me on Instagram at Caligralicious, which is there. Probably can't see it because of the ring light, so I'll put it like that. And we are also on Facebook in the Colouring Squad. So if you'd like to join us for some colour alongs and a summer scavenger hunt that's happening in August, then please do join. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope it was useful. I've just enjoyed creating this background. So if anything, it's given me a push to get something done on this page already. But please do like, please subscribe, and leave me some comments. What would you like me to see me do next? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you soon for my completed July pages. Hopefully this will feature, but I highly doubt it. If not, it will be in August. Thanks guys, bye.